The gift box sat alone on the table, wrapped in silver paper, black ribbon, no card. I reached for it. "Don't touch that," my husband said, low, firm. I turned to him, confused. "What's wrong?" He didn't look at me. He looked across the reception hall, past the flowers, the cake, the band. He stared at my sister. His voice dropped to ice. "You brought a threat into my home." Behind us, his SEAL teammates rose from their seats, silent, controlled, dangerous. And that's when her smirk cracked. For the first time in years, she looked afraid. I used to admire her, Leah, my older sister. She was everything I wasn't, glamorous, bold, magnetic. When our parents died, she became my anchor, my example, until I realized she was also the storm. There's a pattern to betrayal. It starts with charm, then distance, then the small cuts. She called him too serious, mocked the uniform behind his back, said he looked at me like I was glass he didn't want to shatter. I thought she was just being Leah. But then my laptop was hacked, my bank account flagged. A background check on me was run by someone outside the government. Brent, my fiancé back then, commander of SEAL Team 9, didn't flinch. He started watching her, quietly, strategically, and I started remembering. All the times Leah introduced me to men who lied. All the times he borrowed money and forgot to pay it back. All the deals she hinted at but never explained. I didn't want to believe it, until Brent showed me the footage. A meeting, Leah and a man tagged by Homeland, arms broker. Surveillance flagged a phrase, "We'll plant it at the wedding." That was 2 weeks ago. We didn't cancel. We waited. Let the net tighten. So when I reached for that box on our wedding night, Brent's voice wasn't afraid. It was ready. He signaled with 2 fingers. One of his men swept in, lifting the box with gloves. Another scanned it. A third followed Leah as she tried to slip toward the exit. She didn't get far. 4 of them blocked the doors. The guests didn't understand. They thought it was part of the military protocol, security for a SEAL commander. They didn't see Leah's hand shaking. They didn't see Brent walk up to her, hold out a printout, and say one word: "Why?" I stepped closer, stood behind him, not behind. Her eyes darted between us, calculating, like she always did. "It wasn't supposed to be like this," she muttered. "It never is," I said. The box didn't have a bomb. It had a tracker, microscale, buried under the ribbon lining, enough to flag our location, enough to signal a breach once we left on our honeymoon. The plan was to hit us in transit, remote, vulnerable. They weren't just after Brent. They wanted SEAL files, access. They thought I was the key, because I was just the wife, just a pawn. They forgot whose blood I shared, and who trained me to never be that again. The operation moved fast. FBI arrived, quietly, swept her away. She didn't scream. That wasn't her style. She turned to me, eyes hollow. "You were always the weak one." I didn't answer. I didn't need to, because as they cuffed her, she finally saw it. She'd underestimated the one person who still gave her the benefit of the doubt. Brent and I stood outside after the hall cleared. The stars above us were silent. He turned to me. "You okay?" I looked at my wedding ring, felt the weight of it. Not just the gold, but the vow beneath it. I am now. I used to think love meant trusting blindly. But trust isn't blindness. It's knowing exactly who someone is and choosing them anyway. My sister taught me what betrayal feels like. My husband taught me what it looks like when you fight back. And me? I've learned to stop giving away pieces of myself to people who only want to use them as leverage. So no, I didn't lose a sister that night. I lost a threat, and I gained freedom. Somewhere, she's in a black site, being questioned, processed, deconstructed. And me? I'm dancing barefoot in a quiet kitchen with the man who saved my life, before I even realized it needed saving. Because love isn't loud. It's a man who says, "Don't touch that," and means, "I won't let anyone hurt you again."